What's going on, guys? Matt Deeks here with another video, and patch 10 is live right now with a whole bunch of new stuff, and it's absolutely nuts. I just dropped a video for the new operation called Vortex. What a crazy mission, probably one of the best operations in the actual game right now. Very fun, but also very tough. However, they just released the new game mode or new PvE mode called Stratagems. So we're going to dive right into that in this video, giving you a full guide on exactly how it works, the currency earned, all the different battlefield conditions, weekly and daily challenges, and how it works, and so on and so forth. All right, guys, if you appreciate the video, please leave a like, please subscribe, comment down below what you think of this new game mode, and let's get started. So Stratagems is the latest addition to PvE in Space Marine 2. Unlike classic operations, which offered a range of difficulty tiers, stratagems stick to just two, normal and hard, as you can see here. Okay, guys, we have the normal column and we have the hard column. Don't let that fool you, though. Hard stratagems are brutal. The real twist comes from battlefield conditions. Okay, so these battlefield conditions are rotating. They're rotating modifiers that completely change the feel of each mission. Some help, some hinder, and others turn the battlefield into total chaos. As you can see here, guys, hard has a bunch more battlefield conditions than normal. So again, you're going to go into it with a bunch of modifiers. Again, for example, on this operation here, or this stratagem here, Fall of Atreus, we have a whole bunch of battlefield conditions. We have Hunted, Broken Bulwark, Extreme Challenge, and Combat Mastery. Some are in your favor, some are not. So for example, Hunted, an unkillable Lictor constantly pursues you, dealing enough damage scares it away for a brief time. Another example here, Broken Bulwark. Bulwark will have 50% less health, will deal 50% less damage to enemies, and will not be able to parry blockable attacks. And then another one for your favor is Combat Mastery. Melee or ranged damage increase with the bonus, switching every 15 seconds. Now, guys, before we get into some gameplay here, I want to go over kind of the daily versus weekly stratagems. So stratagems split into daily and weekly missions. Dailies reset every 24 hours, as you can see here with the timer. Throwing in a new combination of modifiers to keep you on your toes. Weeklies, on the other hand, stick around for a full 7 days. That consistency gives you time to plan builds, practice strategies, and grind out rewards without relearning the rules every day. Now, going into the rewards and the accolades. So if you don't know, there is a new reward or a new point system called Accolades. So every completed stratagem earns you accolades. As you can see here at the bottom right, the blue triangle with your rewards there. You got your usual 3 rewards, but then you have a blue triangle with the number 5. That is your new point system, or your new points called accolades, okay? You can trade these in for rewards like cosmetics, upgrades, and other valuable gear. If you don't know, they introduced a new tier to the weapon system. After Relic, it's called Heroic now. It's not out for every single weapon. However, it is out for, I believe, a few of the top ones that most people use, like the Battle Sword, or the Power Sword, sorry. So if you have not checked that out, go check that out. These accolades will be used to upgrade that, okay, as long along with cosmetics and so on and so forth, okay? This means stratagems aren't just a fun challenge. They're one of the best ways to progress your character long term and getting it to its absolute prestige max, okay? Now, pro tip, if you want to farm efficiently, clear weeklies first. They're the most consistent source of accolades, and tackling them on hard mode gives you the biggest payoff, okay? But with that being said, guys, I'm going to go over a little bit of the gameplay here. I won't talk too much. You can kind of see in the background a little bit of the battlefield conditions. I will be trying this one right here, Fall of Atreus, because I'm really curious to see what the Hunted feels like with the unkillable Lictor. So stick around, guys. I won't be using a bulwark. So you can see here, don't use a bulwark. That's going to be very hard unless you really want a challenge. And if that's you, all power to you. But I will be using a heavy. All right. So with that being said, guys, I'll see you in the next mode.
Proceed, brothers. I shall remain here and find to deter any enemy forces from running. You can't let harming us. Obtaining armor.
All right, guys, so you can see in that video, those two videos that I just posted, basically the only battlefield condition that I could actually visually show you was the hunted battlefield condition. So the unkillable Lictor constantly pursues you, dealing enough damage, scares it away for a brief time. So you can see, guys, it just popped out of nowhere. My first time, it basically killed me because it popped out of nowhere. I was not expecting it. So I thought it would potentially kind of run towards you, and so you would have some time, but really it can pop out of nowhere and just just try to attack you. So make sure that you're always kind of on your toes and always ready for that Lictor to pop up anywhere. It's not hard to get rid of it. Pop a few shots off. If you got a heavy on your team, it'll do a lot of damage with the plasma incinerator or the multi melta, so that should not be a problem. Combat mastery, I felt it a bit. Again, I didn't use a lot of melee. My ranged weapon did feel a little stronger. However, again, I can't show that visually. It's just kind of a back end, doing more damage per second, DPS. So, and then extreme challenge. So the number of Extremis enemies spawned. Definitely felt that with the new enemies there. And then the broken bulwark, I was not a bulwark, so I could not feel that, and I couldn't really express it. However, this will be an interesting challenge to do, broken bulwark, today for the Fall of Atreus. But guys, so that's basically the mission. I want to go a little bit into the new tier for the weapons, so called Heroic. So I'll get into that right now. All right, guys, so if you don't know, the new Heroic tier is the highest tier you can get your weapon. It does change a lot of aspects of the weapon. So for example, the Bulwark Power Sword has the ability to go heroic, and that'll get you the Xenophase Blade. Very much looks like Necron tech. So if you're not a heretic, you probably won't use this. However, it is a game, so I'm definitely going to be giving this a try. But the Xenophase Blade is the heroic version of the Power Sword. Again, you need those accolades to unlock this. Now, keep in mind, not every weapon has the ability to become heroic right now at the moment. So you can see, just for example, the Power Fist, it's classified. Another example, Thunderhammer, classified. However, the Chainsword does have a heroic right now released, and that's called the Kohler's Teeth Chainsword, okay? Or Choler's Teeth, I don't know how to pronounce that. So that's the heroic. So we got a few heroic drops right now. However, not every weapon is heroic just yet. And again, guys, you're going to need those accolade points to upgrade this weapon to heroic. Now let's talk a little bit about survival before I kind of end the video here. So stratagems aren't designed for lone wolves. They're meant to push your squad to adapt. The conditions completely change what kind of builds work best. So for example, you have Fall of Atreus, you have the Broken Bulwark. If you really want, if you're just playing to win the game and to get your accolade points and to finish this mission, you don't want to use a bulwark, okay? That's probably very disadvantageous. So you want to be using another class. So things like that, and as we get different daily stratagems and weekly stratagems, we're going to have various classes that will not be advantageous to play. For example, Ballistic Engine, we have Heavy Burden. So Heavy will have a 50% less health and will deal 50% less damage to enemies and will not be able to parry blockable attacks. So this is really not good for a Heavy here. You don't want to be using Heavy. Now, if you want to kind of have a little challenge and you want to see what you can do with that, then that's power to you, right? But if you're playing to win, definitely look at the classes that have a disadvantage and don't use them, all right? So just some of the battlefield conditions here that were already kind of confirmed by Focus Entertainment. Here's some tips that kind of I've put together for you guys, and I believe will really, really help us going forward in stratagem. So for example, they've already confirmed friendly fire. So when friendly fire is active, go melee heavy. Chainswords, power swords, thunderhammers reduce the risk of accidents. Save range fire for clear shots only, okay? Another one, when the Lictor hunts you, always have one player packing a high damage range weapon or a thunder hammer, a melee weapon, to keep it at bay while the rest focus on objectives. Don't waste all your resources on it, okay? It always comes back. So don't waste all your all your ammo and your equipment on killing that Lictor. It's basically just going to come back, and now you have no ammo. So save one person, let's say it's a heavy or an assault with a hammer, to really do justice, to really destroy that Lictor, get him out, and get him out quick without as much equipment and ammo reduction as possible. Okay, so another one, guys, when guardsmen are present, because we know we're going to get some guardsmen battlefield conditions that they come and they help you throughout the operation or the stratagem. So when guardsmen are present, guys, let them soak up as much aggro as possible. Don't rely on them for real damage. Think of them as living shields. So this is when you kind of pull back, use your ranged weapon, let the guardsmen soak up the aggro. Okay, guys? Now, the key, adaptability. No 2 days of stratagems play the same. And if your squad can't adjust, the Emperor will not protect you. Okay, guys, this is a tough mode, all right? With that being said, guys, that's everything you need to know about the new stratagem mode in Space Marine 2, with rotating modifiers, daily and weekly challenges, and a reward system built to keep you grinding. It's one of the most exciting additions to the game so far. If you've already played a few runs, let me know in the comments which battlefield conditions gave your squad the biggest headache. And if you found this guide useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more Space Marine 2 content. For now, fight hard, adapt often, and always for the Emperor.